Hello, we will take this not so very difficult question and see how a beginner is going to solve it, then how we should spend time improving our method, and we'll end it with how an expert would have solved it. So if you're decently good in maths, and you can directly jump to the last part where I'm going to tell you the shortest and the fastest way to solve this. However, if you're not good with maths, then it's good that you go up the learning curve and follow the entire video. So the cost price increased by 150, the selling price also increases by 150, and because of this the profit percentage decreases. So a beginner is going to say cost price, selling price. So there are two situations, situation 1 and 2. In the first situation, I don't know the cost price and there is some selling price. So a beginner starts by writing these things: cost price, selling price. Then the cost price becomes cost price 1 plus 150, it changes selling price plus 150. So far so good. And now think and look at what have we not used. We have not used the profit percentage. So then we come to profit percentage. This is a 16% profit and this is a 12% profit. So we need to link these data: cost price, selling price, profit percentage. So I can find one equation over here. The equation that we recommend is start with the cost price into 1 plus the profit percentage. Okay, so that is 1.16. The 16 and 12 aren't very nice fraction friendly numbers, so we will use decimals, and this is your selling price. In the second situation, my cost price is cost price plus 150. Start with cost price, increase it by 12%, that is this plus 12% into 1.12 is selling price plus 150. So this is two variables and two equations. So now there's nothing but I just need to solve this, right? And how do we solve it? There are some efficiencies that you can build there also. So you see the selling price, so they can cancel when you subtract. So let's subtract. So this is 1.12 cost price, is 1.16. So when you subtract, you get 0.04 cost price. This minus this has a second term here, so this will be a minus. Now this multiplication should be done orally again, students, and you have to use smarter ways. So 1.12 isn't a great number, so this two decimal places, if I shift here, this becomes 1.5, and 1.5 is easy, 1.5 times. Do it in your mother tongue, right? So 112 and half of it. 112, half of it is 56. So add a 56 to this, 68, 168. Now when you subtract here, this SP will cancel, will be left with 150. Oh, so this goes here. This minus this we are doing, so be careful. Yeah, the order is very important. So this is 1 minus 150, first minus second we are doing, right? So this becomes 18. So cost price is equal to 18. Now 18 you'll have to divide by 4. Ignore the decimals here. So 18 by 4 is 4.5. And how did this become 4? Multiplied it by 100. So multiplied by 100, 4.5 into 100, 450. Do the calculation bit on your own. I'm just giving you an idea. So once you have this, you can fix up everything. So this becomes your 600. The question is asking us revised selling price. So just focus here, and you need 12% more. So 12% if I add to this, 1% is 6. Yeah, into 1272, 672 is the answer. So a very tedious, boring process for a easy enough question, right? So this is how one will begin. So let's see. How can one improve? How can one do better? So you have to sort of stay with the question and try to do better ways. I don't want to write so much things. So what do we do? Why do I have to start with these variables? CP, cost price, selling price. Why don't I start directly with, I know the profit percentage is 16. And how does this help? If you know the profit percentage is 16, you could have taken the cost as 100x. The selling price would become 116x. Okay, so instead of the CP and SP, at least I have in X and X. Now you have the stage set. You don't. So let's see now improvement. Now how do you go about? Someone might say these prices are increasing by 150. So someone might end up taking 100x plus 150, and this will become 116x plus 150. And this is your second situation, and in the second situation I know there's a profit of 12%, and if there's a profit of 12%, you can pretty much do that same idea, right? So here you started with this, then you took the 150 increase, and later you're using the 12%, right? So how do you use the 12%? You start with your cost plus 150 into increase it by 12%, that is 1.12, and this becomes 116x plus 150. So at least instead of two variables, it seems there's only one variable here, so it seems this is easier. So this into this is 112x, this is 116x, so you have a 4x. 1.12 into 150, I have discussed this earlier, so this is 160, this is 150, so the leftover is 18. So you get x is equal to 4.5. Once you put x is equal to 4.5 into this, you should be getting your answer. This is what is required, so I'll just put in here. Now again, this into 4.5 should be done orally. 4 and a half, 116 into 4 is easy, 464. And half of this is again 100 ka half, 50, 58. So if you add this up, so that's a 2, this is a 8 for 12, 1, that's what, 7 and 5 is another 2. Oh, and this is 116, I also need to add 150 to it. Okay, so that's a 2, 6, 6, 12 and 5, 7, and the 672. Okay, so this is your second way. Instead of 2, you have now one variable, but satisfaction should not be there. Still the pencil work is there. If it's an arithmetic question, I should try to push it till the level that I might not have to use any variables. So keep moving up the learning curve. Okay, why did I change tracks when I went from 16%? Why did I do this? Right? Oh, I could have even used the 12%. No, so the third way now is the 16% becomes 100x and 116x. So this is your cost, this is your selling. Just as you did this, treat the 12% independently. Okay, 12% independently. Okay, so this is a new scenario, okay, with a 12% profit. Now, this is also a very nice point. If I know the profit percentage, I know the ratio of cost price and selling price, right? Okay, so the cost price will be 100y and the selling price will be 112y, right? Now, but now we are back to two variables, x and y. Now, if you put in a plus 150, to make this the increase, so you have used this, now you have to come to these increases. Another very simple problem solving technique. Focus on what is not used till now. I haven't used this, so this plus 150 is equal to 112y. Now this looks pretty scary, because if I want to find x or y, I want to find y. So, but if I want to eliminate x, it seems like these are even worse equations than this simultaneous. But then here there's a 150 and 150, right? So instead of eliminating the x, why don't I eliminate the 150? So if I just subtract this, so this time I'll do second minus first. So I get a 16x, this will cancel out, and this is going to be a 12y. Oh, so something new is happening here. Okay, so this cancels with a 4x, 4. This becomes a 3. And when you have something like this, 4x is equal to 3y, there's no constant here. And this is again a term which is going to happen very often. Okay, what you can do from here is that x is equal to, you can get them into a new variable. Take x as 3, the other coefficient, 3z. Y is nothing but this coefficient, 4z. What are we doing? Plug them and see. 4 into 3, 12z. 3 into 4, 12z. So this side 4, this side 3, and you want both to be equal. So multiply this with a 3, multiply this with a 4, right? So you get 12. So or else it's simply talking about the ratio of x and y is 3:4. And if the ratio is 3:4, you can take them as 3k and 4k. So if you don't like the z part, just put a k part, yeah, if you want to talk the ratio language. Oh, and now what? You can plug them in. Okay, so that becomes your, it's better in the first equation. Those are simpler ones. So this becomes as 300k. Okay, this is 150 and this is 400k. So 400k, so k becomes your 1.5, and if k is 1.5, plug it here, so this becomes 4 into 1.5, 6, and once you have 6, multiply it with this, 6 into this is 672, again my answer, right? Okay, so we did this, but I don't think any improvement is happening. So once you do this 3 ways and you become indifferent to them, you say this is same as similar to this, it might just cosmetically look different, one variable, but essentially the calculations are that much. Here you tried using something interesting, there was some different style that came in, but this also requires a lot of pencil work. So when you become indifferent to these 3 ways, you have moved one ladder up. Now you have started manipulating the situation the way you want. You're not handicapped with just one particular way, which is a big hurdle that beginners have to first get over with. They just look at, can I get one way to solve it? Okay, I got it, and then enough. Yeah, not enough. You need to be able to, look at the same thing from this angle, that angle, and so on. And we are still nowhere near the expert way of solving. And here it comes. So the expert way of solving comes when you observe that both these numbers are same. Both are same, 150 and 150. So what happens? What happens when you say both the cost price and the selling price increase by the same rupees? This is important. So this is how you build now. I wouldn't even call this as a big problem solving technique, but yeah, we are inching towards it. Because you get an insight, and that insight is what makes things easier. And the insight over here is that the profit amount remains same. This is the new thing that we are getting from our side, our analysis, because it is same. So remember, if it's not same, you'll have to land up doing one of these 3. But because it is same, my profit is constant, remains constant. Okay. And if there is something which is a constant, remember in maths, it helps a lot our cause. So what can we do over here? Oh, what we could have done over here is, once we had this, so let me go back. Once we had this, okay, could I say that the profit over here is 16x? Could I say the profit over here is 12y? And instead of doing that plus 150, 150 and subtracting, I could have said these are same. And if these are same, always reduce first. Oh, so we come back to this equation that x and y is in the ratio 3:4. Okay, a little more easier, at least not looking at it like a simultaneous equation, and we have sort of got into it in a ratio format somewhere, right? But let's use this and wind it up quickly now. If the profit amount remains same, pay attention, students, yeah? So what is my profit amount? Could I say it is 16% of cost price? And in the second situation, is it 12% of the new cost price? And I know that these two are equal. So this is one of the better ways to solve. Why? Let me finish it. Now again, the percentage will cancel, and this whole thing you should be able to do this. This is 4, this is 3. So 4 CP, 3 CP comes this side. CP is equal to 3 into 150, 450. Once you get this, so look at this much of pencil work versus this much of pencil work. So this is a great solution. And don't stop here, students. Don't stop here. Okay, remember, something remains constant. Let me just build some space. Yeah, is constant, will always help in maths. How? Could I say this is similar to profit percentage 1? Why? Because I'm talking of first scenario and second scenario. Cost price 1. Profit, second scenario, profit percentage 2, new cost price. So I don't even want to write this much. So what am I doing now is I don't even want to write this one step. I want everything oral, without variables, without the CP. So this is P2 and this. And could I say it is same? Now, is this similar to x1 y1 is equal to x2 y2? And once you have this x1 y1 is equal to x2 y2, you should know that this is as good as x and y are inversely proportional. So from here, you should directly know that profit percentage is inversely proportional to cost price, provided profit is constant. And if it is inversely proportional, then again you should know from, I've been harping a lot, how do you handle this? One of this, either the cost price or the profit percentage, your ratio must be known. So do I know that the ratio of profit percentage is 16% and 12%? And what is this ratio? Is this as good as 4:3? So do I know that the cost price are in the ratio 3:4? And do I know that the difference in the cost price, one part is actually 150? So what is the second cost price? The second cost price 4 into 150, which is 600. And if this is the cost price 2, the selling price 2 is nothing but increase it by 12%, 672. Now to explain, I wrote this, but this is a complete oral way. This is a complete and oral way, and this is how I would have done. And it is a lot of shortcuts that people talk are hindsight. In an exam it might not click, but here it is almost suggesting, it is telling, why can't I just see? Look at the 15 minutes that I must have spent here, and here in short what I'm just saying is, the profit amount is same, profit ratio is given 4334, difference of 150, 450, 600. 450 was earlier cost price, 600 was new cost price, done, over. So if you want to know good ways like this, you want to learn for CAT 24 with me, I'm starting a batch on 12th of April. I'll be taking all QA and DILR in this batch. This is the only CAT 24 batch that I'll be taking. The details of the batch are in the link. So if you don't want to miss it, go to the website, check the course and probably buy it. Thank you.